Hi there. Welcome back, or welcome to the Hawk. And my name is Lana Zielinski, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or all my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. I did have a little bit of a challenge with technology this morning, so my apologies. I was live, and then I wasn't live, and then I was live, and then I wasn't live. So I seem to have that straightened out. So I do apologize. Happy Monday. It is a beautiful start to a week. I did sit with Spirit this morning. Good morning. Thank you for all coming back. I know I was live and then I wasn't live, so thank you for your patience with me this morning. A lot of spirit activity around me today. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Spirit has just been a force with me. I've been up since about 4 o'clock in the morning with Spirit, doing some chatting, doing some channeling, and doing a little bit of my work with Spirit, which is what I love to do. But it's been a lot of spirit activity today. My angels and guides have just been really loud, is I guess the great way of putting it. Loud for me, and loud for the one thing that came up, and I do have quite a bit to talk about this morning. And here I am again. Well, there we go, with a connection issue. One thing that came up a lot this morning for the week. So the energy update for this week, what came up was our truth. There seems to be this energy coming in this week that is going to challenge us with a lot of our own personal truth, but a lot of the truth of what we really want and in the direction that we're heading. There was a big push to get us to kind of sit in that this morning. I sat in it for quite a while. With feeling into that truth and kind of coming back into a little bit about what I talked about last week with the acceptance, but also about allowing ourselves to sit with that and to process that. There is going to be a big push coming near the end, probably closer to the solstice and into the end of the month, about acknowledging what is our truth, what truth we are seeing, and what truth we are picking up, and what we are allowing in. The other thing that came up was a lot of us are going to be kind of really enjoying some quiet moments while we sort out how we're feeling. There is this bubbling that's going on. Spirit literally showed it to me, like little bubbles from within our own energy that is asking to come up and out and to be let go. And it was literally like little wee soap bubbles, or those little wee bubbles that kids blow or even adults blow. I love to blow bubbles, but they seem to be coming up and literally wanting to be released and wanting to be let go. I am gonna put my glasses on this morning so I can read my notes while I channeled this morning. The inserting of I want to go back to trust for a moment. Inserting and allowing our trust to return. There has been a lot of breach of trust over the last couple of years, both personally with people and as well as collectively with what's been happening in our universe. We're being asked to allow a lot of healing energy in, a lot of clearing energy in, and allowing trust to return. And I think that as we kind of work through a lot of healing, because 2023 we are collectively going to be going through more and more healing at a higher level collectively, and it's a great thing. But trust that has been broken or damaged seems to be coming up for some people the next couple of weeks. You may be finding some of your relationships where you've kind of in the past have had trust issues, either with friends or in more intimate relationships. Spirit is asking us to rebuild trust within yourself, trust to allow yourself to find new friendships, find new relationships, because truth is going to be a very powerful tool that we are going to be leaning into more and more and more in the next several weeks and into 2023. The other thing that we are going to be sitting in with the next couple weeks, but it seems to be very loud this week, is to allow ourselves to reshape and to allow ourselves that peaceful moment, those quiet moments, to kind of come on back into that heart space and to be able to sit in that a little bit and allow ourselves to reshape. And I think that sometimes we push that aside. We push aside allowing ourselves to change what is our truth, to allow ourselves to reshape and have the, and I'll use the word rebirth because that's what Spirit gave it, how Spirit gave it to me this morning, was sometimes we don't sit and allow that. We don't sit and say, you know what, that was yesterday, that was last week, that was last month, that was last year, and here I am today, right where I stand, and allowing ourselves to reshape what our truths are and what we want and what our desires. Spirit was really loud, and I think sometimes that holds us back. Spirit sat with, what are you holding on to that's weighing you down? What part of that needs to kind of go and kind of shift and say, here I am today and it's a fresh start. Here I am this week and it's a fresh start. We are struggling with giving ourselves permission, is what Spirit came out of the gate with. We're struggling with that right now. Many of us are struggling to slow down what is unwanted and giving ourselves permission to say, yeah, that's just not wanted anymore. Whether it be with just life in general, whether it be with work, relationships, personal choices, lifestyle, we're being asked and we're being called out on to take a look at that, what we need to leave behind. And yes, we are coming into a new calendar year, and the 2023 energy is really good, you guys. We are coming into some great spaces, but we've got to clean up, and Spirit's been louder and louder and louder. They keep repeating it to me. You need to clean it up. You need to clean it up. What we don't want. Now, a very interesting word came through from Spirit. Actually, it's two words together, but what was really interesting this morning was Spirit handed me something. It was just a little piece of paper. I didn't really see it, or it wasn't actually. Spirit handed to me energetically. There we go. And I took it, and Spirit said, what is that? Or I said, what is that, Spirit? And I opened it up, and what was written on there? Permission slip. I got goosebumps everywhere. I was literally like a little bit shaking. A permission slip. And sometimes we need to hear that we have permission, and from yourself. It was my own inner permission slip that my angels and guides wanted me to grab. It was my own inner permission. It was a permission slip from myself. I know, Mandy, right? Wow. It was powerful. It was so powerful. You have permission, and you can give yourself permission to re-empower yourself, to tap into new growth, to tap into that light within, and to feel what it is that you need energetically. And that's how they asked me. They literally said that. What do you need? What do you need energetically? What needs to be inserted there? And I sat there for a moment and I thought, I really need to pause more. And I felt it go through me like a tidal wave. And I've got really good spiritual practices. Those of you who know me, I spend a lot. I am my spiritual practice is important to me. But I needed more permission from myself. I needed that permission slip to say, I just need a little bit more right now. I just need that a little bit more. The permission slip to re-empower, the permission slip to allow yourself that new growth. You have that within you, and it's time to give yourself the permission slip, especially for this week. The energy for this week is a bit of a mixed bag, and I want you to kind of remember that truth is going to be a little bit louder this week than it has for a little bit. And I think one of the reasons is we kind of need to sit in our own truth, but also to see. We need to see. I also was really aware of that heart magic space. I was pushed into my own heart magic. And when I got pushed into my own heart magic, what was in there is all the things that bring me great joy, all the things that bring me peace, all the things that bring me to the essence of who I am. And I literally, my spirit guide, bless her heart, Estrid, Estrid is my Viking spirit guide. She comes to me when I really, really need a hard way of guidance. I got just trying to watch my filter here. But whenever I really need that, this is what you need to do, I get Estrid. And Estrid came up collectively to push us all into that heart magic, and with the importance of stepping into what makes us happy and nurturing it. We don't spend enough time nurturing it. We push through. Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. But we don't sit there and enjoy it. And what brings your heart magic? We need to turn that volume up. We need to kind of spend more time in that place, and we need to really embrace. So what brings you heart magic? And it can be something as like the magic in life, the magic piece of you. What fills that space? Because as we run through a lot of giving ourselves permission, as we go through all this growth and transformation, as we go through learning to trust again, we need to insert that heart magic piece. Heart magic can be something as simple as going for a ride and looking at twinkling Christmas lights. If that brings your heart magic, then you need to do a little bit of that. If whatever is that sweet space in your heart, we've got to get in there for the next couple weeks. As we get ready and as we prepare into 2023, we need to be able to spend that time in magic. And I had this moment where I went, well, that makes so much sense, because spirit is magic. And like, it's my world is so magical. Like I working with spirit is magic. We come from spirit. We are source energy. We have that magic. And we need to be able to give ourselves that time, the slowing of unwanted, giving yourself some credit, coming back into that heart space where we can allow that growth and rebirth and allow ourselves to feel the truth, it's all about it all kind of pushes us back into that heart space, into where that magic is. It's going to be a very important week energetically to be able to get into there. Because I think that's where a lot of the healing and the clearing and the slowing down, understanding the wanted and unwanted, the permission slips to re-empower. If we can take all that into our heart space, I just had this excitement. I had this excitement for me, and I had this excitement for anybody who wanted to tap into that and to grow spiritually. There's a lot of spiritual growth coming in the next calendar year, and this is the space that we're going to do it from. And it just brought me so much excitement. Really kind of pay attention this week, and it would be interesting of those of you to just kind of journal it for me, or to tap in and feel, and just kind of jot down what truths come to you this week. Just do that for yourselves, and you can share it maybe later on in the week, or if you want to post it in the comment sections, or email it to me. I'm just so curious as to what truths. You can just say, yeah, there's a lot of truths shown to me. Yeah, I gained a lot of truth about myself. It's going to be a powerful week for truths. And learning the truth and knowing the truth isn't a bad thing. Sometimes we don't want to see it, but I firmly believe that in order to grow forward, we need to acknowledge it and see it. Spend some time grounding this week, folks, as well. It's always important to ground. Keep yourself very grounded. Whatever resonates with you, whether it be outside time or just being aware of your feet firmly on the floor. Camilla, I'm from Norway. Oh, hello from Norway. And got curious when you said Astrid is a Viking spirit guide. Can we have spirit guides from other cultures? Yeah. So Camilla, thank you very much. I'll answer that question. And then I will take a few more questions today. I do have a little bit of time. The spirit gave me a little bit of a gift today of a cancellation of a hair appointment for my dog. So I had a little bit of time this morning. Camilla, so quite often our spirit guides do have an energy. Estrid, her story is up on my channel. I did that probably several months ago. Spirit guides can have an energy, or can have a culture behind them. Estrid, with her Viking energy, she came to me to teach me a lot about really standing in my own personal power. And when I don't stand in my personal power, she comes forward, and she comes forward with that loving vibration. She's a very loving Viking, with that loving vibration of really standing and fighting in that energy to shine who you really are. She also came with a dragon. She brought a dragon with her that brought a lot of dragon magic into my life. And they both show up when I need to really take a look at where I'm at. Sometimes we slip. Sometimes we do slip, and we kind of, lean back into different versions of ourselves because we were comfortable there. So she comes to me when it's time to really get at it and move forward. I also have a bear, that spirit bear, that he comes to me only when I am not listening. So when I'm not listening to spirit, it's usually during a meditation or when I'm sleeping. If I'm not, and I do have, I have choice and free will, and even sometimes I don't hear it as clear as I need to. I have a bear that comes to me, and he literally goes nose to nose. He puts his nose on me, well, his nose on my nose, and then he will growl a very deep growl, and it's my spirit sign from my spirit animal that I'm not listening to something that spirit's trying to tell me. I always maintain an openness with spirit. I show me the direction I need to go. So if I'm not getting it, my spirit guides are a force that come through and say, "Hey, listen up. You're not listening." So, and then I just kind of sit in meditation and feel into more, or I will reflect back. Okay, so this is what I've been asking. What am I missing? And I kind of take some reflection time, and I just allow myself to go deeper into my own intuition, go deeper into my own inner knowing, and ask more questions from spirit. Or take a look at my lessons. Where's the repeat theme, right? Quite often it's the repeat theme that keeps coming up. And we're not really looking at it, or sometimes we're kind of like pushing it away or ignoring. And that kind of flows back into what I channeled this morning, was about those truths. Those truths can be about ourselves too, right? The truth is, I need to look at this part of my life. There's going to be a lot of that coming up this week. So just take note and remember that I said it, because it's always interesting what spirit gives, and what it is that we need to know. Okay. Good to see everybody coming in. Hope you are enjoying the energy update. PJ, I have no idea why, but I feel a toad man who wants to be called strong guy. Okay. I would try and connect there a little bit more. The energy of a strong guy coming forward is probably bringing you some strength there. Camilla, loving and being together is definitely a side of the Vikings that is overlooked. Yeah, absolutely. I do have several spirit guides. I do sit with my council every day, and I've got different guides that bring forward very different energy, right? So I have a medicine person on my spirit council that brings me forward a lot of healings. I've got a lot of spirit animals on my council. I've got a lot of angels and guides. Some of them I don't even know their names, because I've learned to just trust the process. They will tell me their names when I'm ready, and it's time for them to tell me. How did you come to know your guides? I know they're there, but I want to know them. That's a really good question, and thank you very much for asking that question, Arlene. I spend the greatest way to connect with your guides is to talk to them. I do spend some time in meditation. I ask them to come forward. I ask them to sit with me. I bring them everywhere I go. It's like building a relationship with new friends is the best way that I can explain it. Excuse me. I also send them forward to help me with things. I will, like, for example, if I'm reading today, I will send them to my studio to protect my studio, to get it ready for me, to cleanse it. I'm constantly in communication. The more that you communicate and do your end of relationship building, you start to bring them in closer and closer. Meditation has been the greatest gift for me, to be able to sit with them and feel them and trust them. And it's something that is built. Our relationship with our spirit guides are like every other relationship. They're built because you learn to trust a new type of relationship. It's very different than having a relationship with friends or with family, because our spirit guides, sometimes we don't see them, we don't feel them, we just kind of have that inner knowing that they're there. Our spirit guides also communicate with our own intuition. They also visit us in dream time, and they also leave us a lot of signs. A great book, that resonated with me, bits and pieces of it, was a book called Ask Your Guides by Sonia Croquette. It is a great book. I use when I first started working with angels and guides, I used some of that book. A lot of it resonated with me, and a lot of it I just figured out my own relationship with my spirit guides, and I navigated through it on my own. I'm a big believer in, and I've said this before. That's why I always say take what resonates and leave the rest, because spirituality is a very personal journey. And I firmly believe that, yes, I can share with you all kinds of tips that I use, but you kind of have to navigate it and make it your own. Your spirit guides are your own, and your relationship with your guides are going to be different than anybody else's. So I always say, as you're growing your spiritual journey, you will find your own creative ways of communicating with spirit guides. But talking with them, communication is the key into that door. Trust is a big thing. I've sat at my spirit council many times, and I've left there with scratching my head with I don't know. And it's just kind of like that's a big ask. That's a big leap of faith. But I think as I've built that relationship and I've learned to trust them and trust myself, with what I'm hearing and what I'm knowing and what I'm learning, it's the greatest gift that I've personally ever given myself, is to be able to open up to the angelics and to spirit guides and spirit animals and let them help me navigate through this journey. It does make the learning a little bit softer sometimes. Okay, let's see where we are with questions. Good. Do you see any of my guides or past ones there at all? Any messages I need to know? I will tap into your spirit guides there for you. I feel that there's been a new spirit guide, and I'm feeling it like really new, like 6 months. So I'm not sure what's been happening in the last 6 months there, but I feel a lot of support. I also feel like your hand is being held by your spirit guides with a gentle guiding. I'm also feeling that your spirit guides have been trying to kind of shift you into a lot of new directions, but a lot of your own personal growth seems to be amplified there as well. I also feel a lot of music around you from the spirit dimension. So I'm not sure whose past that was musical there, but I do feel a lot of spirit guides surrounding you around that way. This interesting guide that's come really new. I'm not hearing her name yet. But she's been bringing you the gift of trust. It's funny how that's come up again today. I talked about it energetically. We're being asked to trust. I feel like trust is going to be something that you are being asked and called upon to grow. And I think that you've been leaning in there for a little bit, baby steps by baby step by baby step. And I think that this guide is going to be asking you to, hey, follow me here, follow your intuition, and learning more and more and more to trust. I hope. Let me scroll back up here. Oh, hi there, Lynn. It's nice to see you too. It's a good crowd here this morning. I'm just backing up here a little bit and try and catch Mandy. Truths haven't started since last week. Yeah. It's going to get turned up there, Miss Mandy. The volume on truth is going to be turned up this week. Okay. Oh, hey there, Wes. I'm just scrolling through the questions here. I'm going to go where I'm pulled. Diane, one of your spirit guides is just showing me, Diane, with I'm not quite sure if there's a lot going on in your mind or if the volume's been turned up, but spirit keeps in your guides keeps showing me a little bit more time in quiet space. So I don't know if you've got a lot going on, but I keep having to turn down the volume. I really feel that your spirit guides are pushing you stronger and stronger, Diane, to lean into very, very and they're being kind of straight with me with really leaning into that intuitive space within you. So I don't know if you're struggling with allowing that intuitive space or kind of grabbing it from it, looking for an outside guide to confirm it. But I keep getting pushed to quiet down your own outside world just a little bit and really tap into that inner knowing. I feel like you're going to be pushed into that intuition piece quite loudly. I almost feel like a bit of a spiritual challenge, if you will, to kind of allow yourself to kind of really trust it without needing to be pushed from an outside source. I don't know if you understand that, Diane, but that's how they're showing it to me. Amber, I really feel greedy, asking for guidance in the lives, but is there something I need to hear? I am welcoming it. I wouldn't feel, never feel greedy. I feel, I always ask spirit where I need to go when it comes to asking a question. So it's not about feeling greedy. I think this is a good space. This is why I do these lives, to give people an opportunity. Amber, one thing that I need to really kind of get you to feel in is I need to kind of get you to feel into your own worthiness. I keep being told that you should tap into understanding you're worthy, that you're worthy of great things, that you're worthy of personal growth, that you are worthy of unconditional love and unconditional trust, and that I really, really feel that is going to grow for you. I also feel that I need to pass on, because I can hear spirit cheering for you. I need to pass on that you're doing a good job, that your growth and your development, that the cheering that's going on for you in the spirit dimensions, they're with you and they're encouraging you. And I don't know if sometimes if you feel a little bit alone, or if you kind of question, am I doing good enough? But I really feel that I need to give that to you, that you are doing such a good job, and that they see you. We see you. We see you trying, and we see you learning, and we're helping and we're growing. Good. Very good. All right. I am going to let you all go. I've got some filming to do and some chores to do. We'll be back again this week. This is the Spirit and Christmas special, so I will be posting or showing up every day. I also will be posting very soon the information about the group Zoom that we are going to be doing. I am going to be doing a group Zoom session for those of you who can attend, and I also have a giveaway coming, so make sure that you are following the channel and keeping an eye on things, because December is a lot of fun, and I want to bring us all closer together and give you the gift of spirit. As always, love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day.